Welcome to Washington, D.C. You might recognize the house behind me. This is a place where all Americans should feel welcome, should feel comfortable, and should feel safe. You should also feel pride in your nation's capital. That's the point of this city. The point of Washington, D.C. is to feel proud to be an American. But spend just a few moments here, even at the White House, and you'll recognize the decay and the decline of Washington is at hand. What I'm about to show you will shock you. So let's start off just a few feet away from the actual president's residence at the White House. The White House is right behind me. You can literally see it over my shoulder. Here on the White House grounds is this. This is the burned down edifice of a White House facility building. Who burned it? Who torched it? Who lit it on fire? Well, the real insurrectionists, the BLM Antifa mobs that stormed the White House with the intention of killing Donald Trump back in May of 2020. They burned down White House property. They injured hundreds of police officers. They attacked, threw bottles, attempted to rip down the statue right there in the middle of the park. It remains essentially a memorial to the left-wing insurrectionists that tried to kill President Trump and damn near succeeded. This is still right on the White House grounds. They haven't made any attempt to fix it. It's almost as though they're proud of it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 block from the White House. 1 block from the White House, a historic park in Washington, D.C. called McPherson Square. Come here, let me show you what's inside of it. First, let's begin. Okay, so one, we have just obvious piles of garbage literally everywhere. Now this is of course all around Washington, D.C. In McPherson Square, however, what you have is an open encampment. You have a homeless camp. Let's walk through it. Homeless encampment, squalor, decay, disease. It is beyond the pale that this right here, 1 block from the White House. 1. You can see the open, look. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your nation's capital. 1 block. Okay, so what is this? This is a classic, this is the D.C. sparkle, we call it. This is when you shatter a piece of glass that belonged to a vehicle, and this is the evidence of a break-in to a car that was parked right here. Now, where are we? Are we in the nether regions of Washington? Are we in some type of deeply unsafe neighborhood? No. There it is. The White House right there. White House grounds. We are less than a 2-minute walk from the White House. And here is, right here, there is the evidence of this is shattered glass. This is the DC Sparkle Street. This is how unsafe it is right here, even in the shadow, literally, of the White House. You can't park your vehicle without your windows being smashed and your items being stolen from inside of your vehicle. While the homeless encampments on the block away from the White House may be shocking, what is more shocking is what comes with it. When you have vagrants everywhere and you have open criminality, then you have spikes in crime rates. The spike in crime rates in Washington, D.C. has been astronomical. From the year 2020 to 2021, you've seen a 14% increase in homicides. In Washington, D.C., 226 homicides. Washington, D.C. is a death trap for its citizens. The sex abuse cases, assault with dangerous weapons, robberies, burglaries, motor vehicle theft, theft from auto, arson, all of it is skyrocketing in Washington, D.C. This is, of course, what led to yours truly fleeing Washington, D.C. after 10 years when somebody tried to burn down my house and multiple people were shot on my doorstep. But it doesn't stop there. There are people who cannot flee Washington, D.C., and their lives are hell.
We need more police out on the street. We really do. I just lost my son. It'll be the 23rd. A year to be a year. I just lost my son.
We can't keep blaming it on the white man, the police, or whatnot. That stuff starts with that. You understand? I want them to be men like how it was back in the day. I understand there's some issues resolving gun violence, but when it comes to kids and stuff being around, y'all supposed to have respect. That's not law, man. When y'all see kids, y'all supposed to change y'all whole agenda. No, we're not moving like that.
They blame the police when they kill them, but when it's black on black crime, then we're where's all the movement there? Where's the riots there? These kids don't deserve this.
This is not life. This is not real. I can't believe it. It's ongoing. When is it going to stop? It's not even given that they shooting blind. They know what they're doing. They see what they're doing. It has to come to an end. And we just had a Black Lives Matter. How do Black Lives Matter at this point? These are kids.
So it's not just the open trash and filth inside of the street, it's also the trash and filth that walk the street and the trash that burnt down this building, something they don't ever want to tell you, that this St. John's Cathedral here in Washington, D.C., just literally, show them how close it is to the White House. It's literally just 1 block from the White House that same mob that burned down buildings at the White House and attacked the White House burned down this church. Now, they never wanted to broadcast this, but you can actually see the church in flames. The fire department had to come through and save this building. This is a building that has housed every single president since Abraham Lincoln for worship here in this country. Now, I see no plaques, I see no commemoration. There's no weepy news conferences here at the anniversary of them attempting to burn down one of the oldest and most historic churches in America. Too bad, because people should remember. This is what has become of the capital city of America. Trash strewn along the ground, public restroom facilities in order to accommodate the squalor all throughout the city. Now, of course, this goes hand in glove with the murder rate, with the crime rate, with the drug rate, the homeless encampments that have popped up inside of your national parks. Why is this important? Well, it's sort of a metaphor, actually. It's a bit of an allegory for what's happening around the country. Disease, decay, people who don't care about this nation, running things and running them directly into the ground. This is an apt metaphor for a country in decline.